very first time a new drug is tested in a patient, you have an inkling about how best to dose it and what might work. It's nothing straightforward, especially when it comes to how the human body works. But to me, that science is fascinating because you can translate all those measurements into how the drug is performing within the body. It's like too complicated, I think, to talk in a way that's going to jazz anybody unless you're really a super nerd like me. Every trial, there's a patient that can be impacted by what we do. It's exciting and frightening at the same time. When you're doing something that you love to do, you don't feel that it's that special. And it wasn't until I started thinking about my journey that I realized, there's not too many people that actually have stepped in my shoes. I had an economics class in high school, and in that class we had to pretend pick stocks. I opened up the medicine cabinet, I saw a bottle of aspirin, and I saw Eli Lilly on the label. Unfortunately, it was pretend stock because that stock did great. That's when I became intrigued by the whole idea of making medicines that help treat people's illnesses and conditions. I thought it was fascinating. I started to look only at pharmacy schools, and Rutgers was overwhelmingly the choice I wanted because of its close connection with the pharmaceutical industry. When I first graduated, I was hired as a clinical research assistant. I was reviewing the data and looking at medical records. I just felt there was so much more to know. Because in the end, drug development is about how the body works, how do medicines work within that body, and how do we best optimize a treatment impact. To do that well, I needed to know more. And that's why I decided to go back and get my doctorate at Rutgers. My experience as a graduate student was entirely different than when I was an undergrad. I always knew how to learn, but that graduate program taught me how to think and how to apply that knowledge. Taking a pause to pursue my doctorate was truly a turning point in my career. After I graduated with my PharmD in 1993, I became the global project director responsible for running a series of concurrent phase 3 clinical trials. I had a dear friend who was diagnosed with breast cancer, and she was treated with chemotherapy, radiation, plus the drug that I had worked on. I don't know that she understood the mutation that she had and how aggressive and dangerous that tumor would be. But when you add certain targeted therapies, it makes a difference. And every time I look at her, I just feel joy. And I'm proud to be part of that process that helped her. I worked for a contract research organization, and then I formed my own company. And what I loved in school was pharmacokinetics. And so when I translated that to a business, I specialized in oncology and in first-in-human. And we worked on studies that helped define those characteristics for a new drug entity. My focus on pharmacy, on drug development, on treatment impacts in a very challenging disease were all made possible by the strength of my education and grounding at Rutgers University. Because of the scholarship support I received from Rutgers during my years there, I'm also highly committed to supporting scholarships to benefit students who have great abilities but need just a little bit more help to get by like I did. I am so very honored to be selected to be part of Rutgers Hall of Distinguished Alumni, to be part of this distinguished group. It's humbling, really, and I'm grateful to be selected. The first time that I started the career that I would do through the rest of my life, I was 33. So I did other things until then, all of which built up to having this final career, but that's why I say don't put pressure on yourself. Honestly, the education that you're getting here gives you a great platform for trying so many different things. Hospital, industry, the world's your oyster.